What's up, everybody, and welcome to Who All Gonna Be There? If you're new here, welcome to the channel. This is a reaction commentary space where we get into trending stories, internet drama, businesses, beauty, culture, basically anything the internet can't stop talking about. Before we react, before we pick sides, and before the comments start going crazy and commenting, we always have to ask one question. Who all gonna be there? Now imagine this. It's maintenance day. Your hair is looking a little crazy. The style you had is tired. Tracks are out. Edges need to be done. Roots are growing out. And you said, you know what? I need to step it up. I need to get myself together. So you book an appointment at a salon that's known for transformation. You're thinking new look, fresh install, maybe even a little color. Because when you leave that salon chair, the goal is to walk out feeling like a brand new person, a brand new girl, honey. You're not the same. Hello, new number, who this? I was just playing. No, but instead of leaving feeling upgraded, you leave wondering, what the hell just happened to my hair? Because the word that's now being thrown around in this situation is bleach. And if you've ever been in a salon chair, you already know bleach can take your look to the next level. If that's something that you want, it can take you to the next level. Or it can take your hair out completely. Now, today's situation takes us to Los Angeles, inside the beauty industry. And the salon being talked about is the infamous Hair Queen LA. Hair Queen LA is known for luxury hair services, custom wigs, installs, color transformations. It's a glam type space, right? It gets a lot of attention online. A lot of social media influencers utilize this salon when they're in the LA area. Recently, a customer has alleged, however, that during a service, her hair was bleached and damaged, and now the situation is spreading across social media. Who knew? So now people are debating, was this a mistake? Was this done on purpose? Was it miscommunication? Was it actually bleach, or was it a highlight? Was it actually bleach, or was it a toner? Was this bad hair practice? But before we jump into the clips, before we hear the allegations, and before the internet decides who's right and who's wrong, let's slow down and ask the question we always ask on this channel. Who all gonna be there? Because in this situation, it looks like we got a customer coming in for maintenance day, a stylist behind the chair, and bleach, the most powerful chemical in the salon. Hair Queen LA, the business being talked about. And of course, the internet ready to weigh in. So let's get into what the people are saying, shall we?
What would you do if you went to a salon and a stylist bleached your hair without your consent? Yesterday, I was here in LA and I went to this salon. I had been here many times before and I had a fine experience, but this time I was going in for tape-ins. I went into the salon and we started looking at different hair textures and all these different things. And they said, okay, yeah, you're a good candidate for the tape-ins. I wanted to do a little bit of a longer tape-in. I said, cool. So we started to get into the plan of it all. My hair is like a dark, ashier brown, and usually bundles are a natural black. So what I have done in the past with these professional stylists is we just put like a little gloss over my hair. It's a semi-permanent natural black gloss. It washes off in like 8 to 10 washes. It's semi-permanent. Let me just preface all of this by saying my hair is already extremely fragile. I've been trying to grow it back for the past 3 years, and the past 6 months have been so good for me. It's starting to grow. It's starting to get stronger. I've been doing my oil treatments. Like at this point, I'm really starting to feel a little bit more confident in my hair. And even literally days ago, started telling my friend, oh my gosh, maybe in a couple months I can start wearing my hair out naturally again. So I just want to say that to give a little bit of context of where I am mentally right now. Anyways, I wanted a super versatile blowout look with the tape-ins. Everything was fine. And I prefaced, semi-permanent, just a gloss, like a little glossy over my hair. And the thing is, I asked for that because I've gotten that in the past before. Usually I go in the bowl, it's like a 5-minute thing. She just puts the color in my hair. I sit for 5 minutes. It's not supposed to stay on long, whatever. And I knew that this is what I needed because again, I've had tape-ins before and this is what we did. So she agreed. She was like, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna put a little bit of color on top. We're not gonna leave it on for more than 15 minutes. I said, okay, cool. I was working, I had things to submit, so I kind of just disassociated. I sat in the chair for about 25 to 30 minutes and she never came and checked on me once. Now, if you're putting color in someone's hair, I feel like you need to be like checking and making sure everything's okay. Also, now that I think about it, she didn't even do a test strand, like just slapped it into my hair. So the stylist finally comes back after about 30 minutes and says, okay, like it's time to wash it out. As we get to the bowl, I'm realizing that my scalp is starting to burn a little bit and it hurts. And I'm kind of like, but again, I trust the process. She starts washing it out. It starts feeling a little bit better. Now, after she washed it out, there was like a little bit of a silence or like a hesitancy as she was like touching my hair. And right away, my spidey senses are like, hold on for a second, like what's going on? So she says, I'll be right back. She goes to the back room and comes out with another container of dye. And I look at her, I'm like, why are we dyeing it again? In my head, I'm like, my hair can't handle this process. Like it should take 5 minutes and we should already be on the styling of it all. She goes, oh, I just need to touch it up a little bit. I'm like, touch it up? It shouldn't take that long to get my hair darker. And she said, oh, just some parts need a little bit extra darkness. Mind you, there's no mirror in front of where this wash station is, so I don't know what's going on. She's like, just put your head back and relax. Put your head back and relax. Girl, there's no relaxing right now because now I'm concerned. Also, my hair starts burning again. Like my scalp starts burning again. And I'm like, hey, sorry, is there something, is there something going on because my scalp is burning? This lady tries to gaslight me and she goes, it's because your scalp is weak. It's because your scalp is sensitive. And I'm like, well, no, I've never really had this issue before. Like it's burning, it hurts. She goes, okay, let me just wash everything out again. So she washes it out. She's like, is that better? I'm like, yeah, it feels better after she washed it out. So she's like, okay, let's go back to the chair. Guys, I walk over to the chair. I sit down. I kid you not, I look up. This was my face. My hair was orange, brown, black, all over it's just brittle, like dry. I don't know. I literally looked at her and I said, did you put bleach in my hair? She goes, oh, no, it was peroxide. It wasn't bleach. Now, I'm not a chemist, but like, I know that peroxide is not, that's bleach. So I said to her, why is my hair lighter in parts, in patches than when I came in? She said, oh, it's because it's hot in the salon and it lifted more than your roots lifted more than your ends. I looked at her again. I said, what do you mean? Because now I'm confused. I'm like, what do you mean lifted? Why are we lifting my hair? We just wanted to put a soft, dark brown, natural black gloss on it. Why did it have to be lifted? Like the word lifted just shook me. And she was like, oh, no. Like it's just because of the heat in the salon, I said, can you show me the box that you used? She said, okay. She went to the back. Guys, she shows me the box. It says 6N something blonde permanent. I looked at her and I was like, ma'am, it literally says permanent on it. And why does it say blonde? We needed to go darker. She immediately realized that she had messed up, but she didn't want to admit it. So she's like, let me just go get my manager really quick. I'm like, okay. She goes and gets the manager. So the store manager comes and looks at my hair. Immediately, I know that he knows that something's wrong, but he's not going to say anything, right? Because they want to like cover their butt. So he was like, oh, it's because the salon is warm in here and your roots just lifted. I said to him, slow down for a second. I specifically asked for a semi-permanent dark gloss wash. I don't know why we keep using the word lifted. There was nothing to lift. Like she bleached my hair. And then he starts trying to gaslight me saying, no, this is the hair color of the bundles. She had to lift it and do all this stuff. And I'm like, guys, stop with the BS now. Like, just be honest. My hair was already dark. Why would we go lighter for a bundle that is darker than my hair? So he goes back and forth for like 10 minutes. And at this point, I'm just so flustered. Just started to get really, really sad. Like, I'm not a confrontational person. When I get into situations like this, I just break down. So I just felt tears coming down from my eyes because I'm just thinking about all the work that I have put in over the past 3 years to get my hair to a healthy and strong enough place to be able to do a leave out, to be able, this is me. I had nothing to say. I was just flustered. So he said, okay, let me talk to the manager of the store manager, the higher person, and see what we can do. He goes and talks to the lady, and the lady comes over to me. She's like, okay, can we talk there in the corner? Or like, can we go over somewhere else? Because other women in the salon were getting their hair done. And I guess she didn't want to like admit that they made a mistake in front of the other ladies. Fine, I get up and I go to the side and I talk to her. This lady proceeds to tell me, well, there's nothing that we can do. All we can really do is dye it back to a black color and then put the tapings back in. I looked at her, I said, are you not understanding what's just happened? The integrity of my hair is gone. Like,
so let me get this straight. The customer came in wanting her hair darker, like the tracks, the bundles. And the solution was, and the stylist thought, to dye her hair with the color called dark blonde. Now, again, I'm not a stylist, but I'm a common senser. Something in my spirit is telling me dark blonde and darker hair are not the same direction. That's like walking into a nail salon asking for black nails and they say, cool, we're going to start with beige. What? What? Now, the product that keeps popping up in this conversation is Wella Color Charm by Wella, specifically shade 6N, dark blonde. Dark blonde. So let me break it down for the regular people in the comments. And I need regular people conversation. I need regular people conversation too. The product is a permanent hair dye. It's not bleach. Okay, let's get that straight. It's not bleach, but it does use developer, which contains peroxide, and that is a chemical. That chemical opens the hair cuticle and can lift your natural pigment a little bit before depositing color. So technically, yes, it can lighten your hair slightly. Oops. But here's the part that has me confused. If someone asks for darker hair, stylists usually go towards shades like dark brown, espresso, off black. Not dark blonde. Because dark blonde is literally lighter on the color scale. So now the real question becomes, was this a misunderstanding? Was it a stylist decision that didn't go as planned? Did you not give a damn, stylist? Did somebody in the salon chair hear darker and think, let's start light first? Because baby, the math is not mathing. The hair is not hairing. But the peroxide is peroxiding. No, before we jump to conclusions, let's keep watching and see what happens next. Let's go.
but to those stylists and salon owners and salon workers that have zero respect, lack professionalism, and don't take accountability, please remember that we are going to you with our hard-earned money and we are trusting you with our identity. Please start acting accordingly. I can't make this up. I literally just finished recording this video and this is the message that I just received from them. Yes, I will absolutely be leaving a review. I don't know what happened. I think the video got cut off. It didn't show this part that I was talking about. But when I was going back and forth with the manager, I was like, look, like I cannot leave this alone like this. Like this is just not okay. I need something else. I can't leave like this. And she was like, oh, well, you know, you could do a wig or something. You can throw a wig on it. And I said, okay, because at this point I'm like, I literally can't leave like this. I look ridiculous. So I was like, okay, if I do a wig, are you guys going to comp that? Because you effed up my hair. And she goes, no, we can't. You'd have to pay additional. I said, additional? Why would I have to pay additional? We go back and forth. She says, okay, I can give you 10% off. I asked her, how much would it be total with the 10% off? She starts clicking on her iPad to try and like figure out the cost of it. She turns the iPad around to me and it says $800. $800. And it's not even just the cost of it all. It's just the lack of compassion. And I actually asked her, I'm like, look, forget that this is a business transaction, just woman to woman. Is this okay? Like, would you be okay if this happened to you? And she's like, look, nothing we can do. You can pay the $800 or like shrugged her shoulders. So at that point, that's when I left. So right now I'm just, obviously you guys can see, I went to someone else and just threw a wig on because the hair, it's just bad. But I will say, if my hair does not come back to its state or even just like a solid state where I can like do anything with it, I'm going to have to do something because It's just not okay.
Hold up. Wait a minute. So after the service, the damage, the back and forth, you mean tell me the solution that was offered to the customer was a wig? Not a full correction, not a repairing of the hair, not covering the cost. A wig at 20% off? And yes, they did offer to change the color, but at that time, like, what? No, I'm sorry. No, I don't want you touching my hair. Give me my money. Imagine being upset about your hair and someone basically saying, don't worry, we got wigs for sale. What? ¿Qué pasa, mujer? That's not no damn resolution. That's a promotion. That's an add-on. That's an additional service. And according to the customer, the salon never fully rectified the situation at that time. But here's where the story kind of really took off. Once she posted the video explaining what happened, the internet showed up, baby. And when I say the internet showed up, they showed up and showed out. Her video was viewed 5 million times. 5 million. 5 million. 5 million views. So now when a story hits numbers like that, you already know what happens next. Everybody becomes a stylist. Everybody knows how to do hair. Everybody went to cosmetology school. Everybody's a lawyer. Everybody is the customer service affiliate. Right? The comment section turns into the courtroom. Let's see what the internet has to say. Let's see what everybody has to say. Because you know the comments never disappoint. Never.
Oh, is that bleach?
Yeah.
I don't want bleach.
Oh. Okay. Okay. So we've seen the customer side. We've seen the comment section. We even saw a little clip of them playing about bleach. And that was straight from the Hair Queen LA page. Guess that didn't age well. Some people were defending the customer. Some stylists were in the comments advising that it wasn't bleach. And they were not necessarily defending the stylist, but reiterating what actually was used on the hair. But then the person everybody wants to hear from finally spoke up. Because at some point, when a video hits millions of views, the business involved usually has to respond. And that's exactly what you're about to see. The owner of Hair Queen LA came forward and gave his version of the events. Now, whenever an owner responds in situations like this, it can go one or two ways. Either they calm the situation down, or they pour gasoline on the situation and exacerbate it to the next level. Let's see what the owner has to say. What do you think his take on things are?
Good morning, guys. My name is Moyo. I'm the owner of Hair Queen LA, and this message is for Ayan. Ayan is a client that got her hair ruined by one of my stylists last Friday. I would like to sincerely apologize to you because what happened to you was a nightmare, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I've reached out to you personally to see, on top of your referral, to see what else I could do to be able to ease the situation. You are a customer that I truly value because you've been coming to my company for years now. And for this happening to you, I'm not at ease. I haven't slept in the past, since I saw your video yesterday. I haven't slept. It's 10 a.m. here in LA, and I've been messaging you. I haven't got a response from you, and I'm just in panic. because obviously we are in an age where social media is very powerful. The videos that you've made have got over 5 million views across the platforms, and you know, it has a not minimizing what have happened to you, 100% a disgrace, and I'm open to doing whatever it takes to be able to fix the situation. Obviously, I have suspended the stylist that did the service. My management is under investigation. For sure, they could have handled that situation much better. Obviously, they called me. I came in on Friday. I was sick. I left early. They called me 2 hours later saying that, oh, there's a customer that's unhappy with her color and is asking for a refund. In my signals, I was like, okay, cool, go ahead and give her a refund. I hang up, and that was the end of it. Not until yesterday at 5 p.m. when I woke up from my nap that my friend Amel messaged me, sent me the video. When I watched it, I was like, oh wow, that must be the customer that we did give a refund to. And immediately I went in the system, I found your number, and I've been calling you back to back, trying to get us to have a conversation so that you know that I'm open to do whatever it takes to make the situation right. Obviously, you haven't responded. I send you numbers of texts that I'm going to go ahead and post here so everyone see that, at least for my part, what happened was wrong, but I'm open to doing whatever it takes to be able to like get the situation resolved. I'm not going to hide. I'm going to just openly do it. Hey Queen LA is a company that have given me everything that I have. I came in this country 14 years ago I couldn't even speak English, and I didn't have any money. I started the company with $500, selling hair out of my apartment. Then I started doing deliveries, and 5 years later, I was able to open the first shop. Today, we have a team of over 20 employees, and for us to expand, we always need to hire new hairstylists. Unfortunately, the new stylist that we hired a week ago got assigned Ayan, and she did this kind of work on her, which is affecting my company drastically. I mean, you guys know the effect of social media. We have all these hairstylists in there that are good. They're in the shop right now panicking just because they don't know how the future is going to look like. We're getting like death threat. We're getting like all type of nasty message on Google, Facebook, Instagram. It's just a mess what's happening, and I'm taking full accountability with it because I feel like for the business, for us to go, I need to be able to trust that a stylist is able to do color. And realistically, what she was trying to get her hair colored 1B, and I trusted that that new stylist should be able to deliver that, and it's just drastic that she underperformed and that it caused whatever is happening. I truly hope that everyone, you know, on top of being upset, understand the obsession, but I'm sorry. I will do whatever it takes. I will do better as far as like my hiring process, who are allowed working at my shop. But it's just a sad situation. And Ayan, I truly apologize. I hope that I value a lot when the documentary about how I started Hey Queen LA came out. I sent you the link because I valued you. You watched it. You were telling me how proud you are of me. And for this to happen to exactly you, it just like saddened me at the very highest level, just because I'm very proud of my company. So the comment is going to be, well, I'm most likely making this message because the video went viral. But no, I've tried to be a fair person when it comes to business. Like as a human, trying to like move with integrity and just want to move up and just be a good man. I do my best to always make the best decision. Some of the decision might be wrong, some of the decision might be right, but at the end of the day, I try to do to others the things that I would like to happen to me as a person. And I really hope that you guys see sincerity in my message, and you guys give some grace to my company and my team. And I will do my best to be able to improve. And Ayan, please reach out to me so we could get this thing resolved. I'm not asking you to delete the videos. Let's just have a communication, and let's see how we could get this sorted out.
hair again. So the owner did respond, and to be fair, he took some responsibility. The manager is under investigation, the stylist has been terminated, blah, blah, blah. And according to him, he's now offering the customer a full refund. Now, why wasn't that offered then? That part is good. Where I personally have a problem with the response is a big portion of what we heard wasn't really about the customer's hair. It was about his story, where he came from and what he survived and his journey, right? And how the stylists feel uneasy about what's happening, the optics. And apparently, the first communication the customer received after the incident was some type of presentation via text explaining his journey in the business. Nobody gives a damn about that. Not today. But I mean, maybe it was meant to give some context. I don't know. It felt a little like damage control after the video hit 5 million views. So it's almost like, let me explain my life story real quick. Let me show you, let me tell you where I'm from. I'm just not sure if somebody wants to hear that when they feel like their hair's been damaged. Now again, to be fair, he did offer the refund, but after the 5 million views. So the real question is, you stated your stylists are licensed, Mr. Owner. That's fine. But what kind of training does your salon actually provide beyond the license? Right? We're not talking about what cosmetology requires. We're talking about what you require, right? Cosmetology school teaches the basics. Salons usually have their own standards, their own color protocols, their own training systems. And since the owner himself is not a licensed cosmetologist, it raises some questions. How are you actually regulating the work being done behind the chair? I mean, because ultimately, when things go wrong in a business, the responsibility doesn't just stop with the stylist. It goes all the way to the top. So let's recap real quick. Who all was there in the situation? We had the customer coming in for maintenance day, the stylist behind the chair, bleach, possibly hair dye, entering the chat, Hair Queen LA as the business involved, the internet with over 5 million views and counting, and finally the owner stepping in with his response. Now, the question becomes, did this situation get handled appropriately? Was it done the right way? Or did the internet simply force a response? I'll let y'all decide that in the comments. And that's where we're going to leave this one. But remember, before we react, before we argue, before the internet turns into a courtroom, we always ask one question on this channel. Who all gonna be there? And trust me, on the next episode, it might be a stylist. It might be a business. It might be the internet again. It could be your mama. It could be your cousin Leroy. Somebody's gonna show up. And when they do, we'll be right here to talk about it. I'll see y'all on the next one.